So today we'll be discussing a bit how the SLA works. How do you create an application and how does it work? So this is my first step, creation of your Subledger application. So I am already in my Fusion Accounting Hub under the accounting transformation. Under my Manage Subledger application, if you click on Scope, you will click here on the Create Subledger application to create new. Just remember these steps because after this you're going to create your own applications. So just ask me if you have any doubts, any questions here. So I'm clicking on the first part and I'm clicking on Apply and Go to Task. Okay, so these are the options it will ask me. Your Subledger application name. So this is okay. So in this application, it will asking you for a general source. So you have to define your journal sources first. So these are the standard sources. So I have created as a first step how to create your sources and categories first. So let us go there. I'll first show you create an application and then you can use a seeded source. So once you do a hands-on exercise, just do it with your initials. So I'll just say PQ1 or something and then you create your Subledger applications. So I'm saying that it's my payables legacy application. I have a third-party system and I'll give a short name for the application. I'll say PQ1 underscore AP underscore legacy. I'll give a description and I need to give a journal source. So as of now, I'll simply select any available journal sources, but I'll show you how to create it after that. Okay, let me just see if that works, because these are created by someone else. Your control account type. Okay, so what is control account type? If you have already trained on Journal Ledger, I guess the guys you have worked on GL, Rachel, Anusha, you already know what control types are. So in GL, you can qualify your natural accounts to be a third party. Okay, so this drill down US, because it's a third party application that we okay, cool. Let me just check with you discussing about this drill down URL. So once you have your legacy application, for example, here I'm saying that I'm using tables in my legacy. I'm not using Oracle tables, and I'm creating my legacy application here, but my transactions exist in my legacy. So I'll give a drill down URL here so that from the Subledger accounting, I can see my transactions using this URL. So you'll prefix it with HTTP and then you'll give your legacy application URL here for your transactions drill down. Does that answer your question?
Yes, we understood. I understood that.
Okay, perfect. So I'll click on save and close, and this is my application which is created. Now let's go to my first step which says general sources and journal categories. So let us do that. Manage journal sources and manage journal categories. So let me create a general source first, which I'm gonna attach it to my Subledger. So once you do these hands-on exercises, you will create your source first, your category, and then you will attach it to your Subledger application. It is again my legacy source. So I'll just say general source, or I'll say my legacy source. Make sure you give your initials for the naming and also that you know this is you have created. And okay, are you gonna freeze journals or you gonna allow them to make any changes? I'm saying no, I'm not gonna freeze it. It's just the normal GL options. My accounting date. If you wanna import your journal references as well from the Subledger, you want to enable your journal approvals. Like some of you have worked on approval management. So this is how it kicks. So if you enable this, you can define your approvals for your journals. And this is your import using key instead of your source name. So we'll come to journal sources and all. So most of these options will be covered in detail as part of your FAH training, but I'm just showing you how it works here. So my main motive will be your Subledger accounting. This is just to give you a flavor how the source is and how you create applications. But the detailed one, how you do it, will be covered as part of your FAH training. Your journal categories. The same way I created a source, I'll create a category as well. I'll choose legacy, journal category. So these category key and everything, again, this will be used mostly in FAH. Once you define and once you use in your tables and all, you will use this as a unique identifier. This is your primary key. And I'll save and close. So this is nothing but building of a custom application, like building of an application like payables or receivables in your FAH. So that's how I have created my Subledger application. Now once you create your Subledger application, I will come back from Journal Ledger to my accounting transformation. You have something called as Update Subledger Application Options. So once you create your application, you will run this process. This is nothing but a scheduled program which you run it for your application. So mine was this one, PK1 Legacy Application. So what this program will do is, this will activate the ledger options for your newly registered application. You will specify for this application what will be my accounting method or other things like the suspense accounts or any other accounting process. I mean, all the ledger options will be activated with this program for your new application. And I will submit this. And let's see if it programs get completed. schedule process. So this program is completed. Your application options are updated now.